What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good afternoon to everybody. Listen, can everybody see and hear me? I'm having some technical difficulties this afternoon. Y'all know I'm using my old computer and it is just giving me a hard time today. Oh, I gotta remember to call and get my other computer taken care of, child, because this is a lot. Okay, this is a lot. What's up, everybody? What's up? Oh, thank you, Ebby. Seeing you pop in reminded me I gotta do something. All right. So what's going on, everybody? Hey, Jarrell. Hey, y'all. What's up, boo? Hey, Dominic, Xavier, Abby. I already said what's up, Abby. Number one Eagle fan, Lock Queen, Brandon. Hey, what's up, B-Lo? Haven't seen you in a while, girl. How you doing? Dominique was the first one in the room. Hey, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? So this is going to be we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about these topics, honey. I am going to put the link on my community wall for members only. So if you are a member and you would like to come up and have something to say about the topics we discuss, honey, I will post the link towards the end. What's up? What's up, Soap and Wash? How you doing, babe? I will post the link towards the end so you guys can come on up and, sound off and on some of these things we're going to talk about. First of all, before we get started, I just saw with the official cast for the Real Housewives of Atlanta for this upcoming season was posted. And let me go ahead and let y'all know who the people be, who is going to be in the new What's up, Karen? How are you? So, according to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, this is Bravo, the Daily Dish. This is the official cast. Has been announced. Now they said that this not necessarily going to be the final cast, but this is who has been confirmed. Candy Burris, Kenya Moore, and Drew Sidor will return to the Housewives of Atlanta for season 14. Additionally, Cherie Whitfield will return to the cast after several seasons away, and Marlo Hampton has officially been added as a cast member, which means that Cherie and Marlo will hold a peach, okay? They're not just going to be friends of the show. They're not just going to be around. They will officially be holding peaches. Variety first reported this news on Monday, October the 25th. Variety also reported that four-time Olympic gold medalist Sonia Richardson-Ross will join the cast. We already talked about that. And then it just goes on to talk about who these people are and whatever. Now, we also heard that Akon, one of his wives, was going to join the show. I don't know if that's official or if that's a friend of capacity, but we will keep our posted. But they were very clear to say, this is not the final cast. This is not it at all. So keep your ear to the ground for whoever is coming through. Yes, honey, Marlo finally made it. Mama, I made it. Mama, I made it. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I didn't think Marlo was ever going to get a peach because we talked about this years ago about Marlo's past just being too much of a liability. If, God forbid, she would have, pop off and do something crazy. The fact that her criminal record is very much out there. And again, it's a violent criminal record. I mean, Marlo tried to stab somebody, okay? So it's a very violent criminal record. So we'll see. Now, I do think that Marlo, what's up, Tabitha? Hi. You can't stay, you'll catch the replay. Well, thanks for coming through anyway and showing some love and catching the replay. I listened to your podcast this morning about the September 6th. I got to go back and look at I tape Morning Joe. So I'm gonna go back and listen to Morning Joe later on tonight so I can get the full scope of what you were talking about. But I did catch it this morning, honey. Okay, I'm sorry, Cameron. She actually did stab somebody. My bad. She did actually do that. Okay. And I agree, Xavier. Things must be hard if they done gave Marlo a peach. Now, don't get me wrong. Marlo has been consistently on the show for about the last 7 years. She has definitely put her work in, paid her dues, and she hasn't gotten into any trouble. Like, she hasn't done anything on this show. She ain't got violent. She done cussed a couple of hoes out, but she ain't got violent on the show. So, listen, you live and you learn, you grow older, listen, you mature. You mature. Hell, Portia been more violent on the show than Marlo has. Okay. So that's why Marlo got her hair transplant surgery to get ready for the show. Listen, she is ready. She is ready for her close-up, okay? They probably have a no-fight, hit, stab clause in her contract. Yeah, they should have gave that contract to Portia ass. But anyway. So that's what it is, y'all. So that just came through my Twitter right before I went live. So I thought I would give y'all the update on the breakdown of the breakdown. Okay. So let's talk about a few little odds and ends, you guys. So what's up, Soulful Dog? Hey, boo. The Real Housewives franchise has a bad reputation. Ain't nobody interested in Atlanta. I don't think so. I mean, well, I think people are just kind of over the formula. I don't think it necessarily has a bad reputation. I think the reputation is what it is. I think people just might be over the formula. I think they need to really do some serious revamping and shaking up. I think coming out of the pandemic, the sad thing is I feel like they've gained a lot of fans during the pandemic, but I feel like they also lost some because a lot of people said that they binged watched, they got caught up, they did this and did that. But I also think that now, if you did binge watch, let's say you watched the first 10 seasons of Beverly Hills, right? You're at a point where you're like, okay, I just sat there and watched 10 seasons of this. Give me something different. Give me something new. Give me some new people. Give me some new storylines. And at a certain point, people just don't have anything else to offer unless they go make it up. Because let's just be clear. We like to see these people's lives, but at a certain point, they just don't have nothing else to give us. Like their life just is what it is. It just ain't that, at a certain point, it's just not that interesting anymore. It just is what it is. And that's not to say that, and we don't want them to make it up. We call them out when we feel like they are fabricating or they making stuff up. So at a certain point, I mean, it's only but so many times me and my husband going to get into an argument and have drama. It's only so many times my kids are going to cause me strife. It's only so many times that I'm going to the major stuff that we know. Now, every once in a while, these reality shows, they strike gold and real life happens while they're filming. Erica Jane, Jen Shaw, you know, last season, quiet as it's kept, last season on Dallas, they just didn't. I don't think they did a good job of exploiting it, but they had a really good storyline on their hands with the Brandy Redmond situation. But I don't think Brandy was playing ball with them. I don't think she was willing to use that storyline with the whole race thing. Um, and again, sometimes the storylines are only as good as the willingness of the people who are going through it. So, like, for example, with Kenya's storyline with her husband could have been a whole nother situation, but Kenya didn't want to be honest about what was really going on. I mean, even down to the fact that ain't nobody ever found your marriage certificate. I ain't saying the woman ain't married. I'm just saying we ain't never seen her marriage certificate. And then every season it's the same old, same old. You didn't give anybody time to become vested in your story, so nobody really cares about your divorce. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like when Cynthia and Peter were going through their divorce, even though a lot of people felt how they felt about Peter all along, we saw them get married. We saw them struggle with the wedding, even in the beginning, between the financial problems, her family not wanting her to marry him. We saw them go through struggle through their marriage. So when the marriage was breaking up and they were going through the divorce, we were vested in that storyline. But nobody got a chance to really be vested in Kenya's storyline as it relates to Mark. And the little bit that we saw of Mark, we ain't like. What's up, Lamone? Hey, boo. I think that Beverly Hills would have been better this season if they dug into Dorit Dorit's legal woes too. Well, Dorit, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't think there's any there with Dorit's legal issue. Dorit told us what it was. It's just like that damn interesting. I don't think it is. PK admitted that he had to file bankruptcy, that he was in over his head and he lost a lot of damn money. Dorit kind of gave us the 5-second breakdown of her legal situation. I don't think it's that deep. Hey, Miss Trisha, but I do think that had the Erica Jane situation not popped off, I think all of those ladies were gonna have to dig a little bit deeper and find a storyline. Erica Jane, the one thing Erica Jane said this season that I absolutely agree with was, I was everybody's storyline this season, and she ain't lying. We seeing it with the reunion. With the first episode, we were able to get some of the more explosive things out of the way. But this second episode of the reunion, when they weren't talking about Erica, nobody cared about the rest of it. As heartfelt as the Kathy Hilton situation was with Kyle, nobody really cared about it. Part of it is because we knew we weren't getting the whole story. We know the story was deeper than what they were sharing with us. But part of it was we weren't vested in that. Y'all gave us 15 minutes of one episode to have the Kathy Kyle conversation, and that was it. So we're not vested in the story. Get back to Erica, because that's all y'all been talking about is Erica. Now all I want to hear about is Erica and Sutton, because Sutton made everybody their scapegoat. Sutton, y'all pushed Sutton, to ask the questions y'all really wanted to ask and to take the heat from Erica. Y'all put her in that position. So now all we really care about is Erica Jane and Sutton. Nobody really cares about anything else that went on this season. You know what I'm saying? But I hear what you're saying. I feel like, hey, Miss Venus, I feel like if Erica Jane had that not happened, then I think all of them were gonna have to dig a little bit deeper to give us something. So Dorit better thank her lucky stars, because you're right. She does have some legal stuff lingering that we're not really digging deep into, because we really were focused with what's going on over here. That's just like down in Salt Lake City, Mary Cosby. She better. I think I saw some clips where they do sort of get into her church being a cult. But I think she's getting away with a lot of where they. What's up, Face? Happy anniversary. Everybody drop a happy anniversary in the chat for Face. Happy anniversary in the chat for Face, y'all. Yeah, my computer is really tripping. Him and the missus are celebrating their anniversary. Um, But yeah, so I don't know. I just think that's kind of what it was. I just think that's kind of what it was. Don't forget, members. What time is it? It's 6. Okay. And we ain't even gotten to the deep story, the stories I wanted to talk about yet. Let's get into the stories, and then, like I said, members will get the link that you guys can come on up here, and if you got some 2 cents on what we're gonna be talking about, let's go on and get into this Lil Nas X, Lil Boosie situation. Listen. Only 17 years. Listen, there are people who can't stay together 17 months. Okay, congrats. And congrats. Young Rich, don't nobody care nothing about no Pat Houston. All right. Listen, we all know that Lil Nas X is a troll. He's a troll. Before he became famous, he was a troll. He had been blocked by so many celebrities down to the social media because he's a troll. He used to troll people. He thought it was funny, and he clearly was good at it because he got blocked by a lot of people. This is something he's been vocal about. He has shared. He has put it out there. What's up, So Jeff? I wish El Teddy wasn't at work because I would love to get his input on one of my stories that I'm going to talk about. I would absolutely love to get his input. Let me ask him when his break is, because he just texted me, so he might be on break. Let me find out, because if he's on break now, I want to hear what he has to say. Thank you, Tabitha, for sharing my video. Thank you, babe. If you're still in the bushes, thank you. Lil Nas was a barb day for the faint of heart. Child. So, in true troll fashion, Lil Nas has really been trolling all of us for the last year. We've talked about it here before. We've discussed Lil Nas being a troll. Like, we've had that conversation. And Lil Nas decided that he was going to troll Lil Boosie. Whoops. Sorry, y'all. This is El Teddy. Um, Lil Nas went live and said, "Hey, Boosie and I are working on a song." Now, was he trolling Lil Boosie? Sure. Was he doing it in joke and jest? Sure. Was it very tongue in cheek? Sure. The likelihood that Lil Boosie and Lil Nas X are making a song together at this moment, I ain't talking about in the future, but in this moment, it's probably 0 to none, right? But Lil Boosie's response was to basically tell Lil Nas X that if he were to fall off the face of the earth, nobody would miss him. And as a matter of fact, he probably should go ahead and do it. And of course, he called him the F word. You know, he likes throwing that around, and so forth and so on. So listen, and I can't. It's certain words that I don't want to say because YouTube will flag certain words. But y'all know, he told him to, not be alive anymore, right? I'm all about the equity of the comeback. I know some people don't feel that way. I know some people don't play that way, and I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that some people don't play that way. If you throw a rock at me, I'm gonna throw a boulder back at you, right? I know some people are like that, but I do not think that Lil Boosie's response was equal to what Lil Nas said. I just don't think it is, and the level of homophobia that Lil Boosie. Why is he calling me? Hello. I was asking you when you were taking your break because I wanted to get your point of view.
I had just got on break when you had texted me. That's why I said why was up.
Okay. Do you want the link real quick or you want me to just put you on speaker because I want to ask you your opinion.
Oh, okay, you can send me the link.
All right, I'm going to send you the link. And yeah, yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, bro. But that wasn't even a boulder. That was some bullshit. But yeah, I agree. Hold on, y'all. Let me send a little. We're gonna table that because I want to get El Teddy. Excuse me, y'all. Y'all know, did I tell y'all? Oh, I didn't tell y'all. Y'all, I had a COVID scare today. They sent me home from work. They told me to go take a COVID test, child. My throat was scratchy. I had a little bit of a fever. I had a headache. You see, I got a little bit of a cough, but I took my test. It came back negative. Thank God. But, like the nurse at school told me, she said, you could have 9,000 other things that's floating around, but you need to go home. I was like, oh, well, okay then. And I don't feel sick like I can't go to work sick. I just feel, you catch a little bug. I feel like I just kept, but in this day and age, you can't be too you can't be too cautious. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was a situation. I think I'm sending this to El Teddy twice. I hope y'all know I'm talking and I'm trying to do two things at once. I want to make sure I sent it. Okay. So he has the link. So when he comes up here, we'll move to the next thing. What's up, Virgin Love? I'm glad you caught it. Well, I'm not saying homophobia is a bug. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about the homophobia part because homophobia is a whole nother conversation. I'm not talking about the homophobia part. Okay. I'm talking about you tell me to kiss your ass and I tell you to go off yourself. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Lil Nas saying, we doing a song together and your response basically the world would be a better place if you were no longer here. We know that Boosie is homophobic. Like that is, and I'm not making any excuses, believe me, by no stretch of the imagination am I making any excuses for Lil Nas, for Lil Boosie at all in any way, shape, or form. But all I'm saying is I was just talking about again, just his response was like, sir, like that level is ridiculous. The level of response is ridiculous. Hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey. Sorry, I'm stuffing my face.
It's okay. So I'm gonna put a pause. Well, we ain't even got to put a pause in that, child. So there's been some controversy, and I'm gonna be honest. I said it in my review, and I haven't looked at your review yet because I just finished doing my review. But I saw onto the Twitter. There's a little controversy on last night's Insecure episode. You want to guess
Okay.
what it was?
At the end?
No, not at the end.
Oh.
So the controversy is that some Divine Nine people are a little bit in their
Oh, I
feelings.
saw that.
So the first
But,
one is the fact that they had Amanda Seales. Quintessential, if you want the link as a member of the Divine Nine, let me know.
I think somebody put that on her Wikipedia that she was a proud member of AKA. And I saw that she responded and said she's not.
Right. Well, there was some people that were even tweeting that they were upset that she was allowed to wear the shield last night. They insinuated that Molly was an AKA, and then there was a part where Molly threw up the Omega Sci-Fi hooks, and I don't
And
think.
so did the other guy. I didn't find it, well, as a member of Divine Nine,
Well, that's why I'm
I did
asking you.
I did not find it that bad and offensive. And people, that's just taking it too far. They are actors. You know what I'm saying? Playing a role. And that's not the individual person saying, oh, I'm a member of this. Clearly, there are going to be times where it's, I heard somebody trying to equate it to a white person playing a black role or a non-trans person playing a trans role. It's not the same thing. That's clearly not. That would be like saying, oh, you can't play the role of a doctor unless you have a medical degree. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just too. She played a role. I'll give you a perfect example. Omari Hardwick.
Quintessential said they got permission. Quintessential said they got permission.
Right. And that, well, I was about to go there too, because you can't use the likeness of a Divine Nine organization without getting, express written consent. And so my thing about it is this: Omari Hardwick, who is a known member of Alpha Phi Alpha, is
offer many services, right?
okay. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, we're sorry, but make sure you come check us out, okay?
Okay.
We offer many services. We provide Party planning, massage therapy, beach steaming, and all. Okay.
Okay.
We even do hair in here. We have beach steaming, a lot of massage therapy.
Okay. I'll be through there.
All right. Thank you.
Y'all hear me? I'm on my break.
I
Anyway.
see. I see.
So what happened was Omari Hardwick, who is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, no member, he played a role, I think it was last year, and he had to play as a Q. And they put, with makeup and stuff, they put the Q brand on his, I think it was on his chest or somewhere. And, he had to, throw up the hooks or whatever. Clearly they got the okay from the fraternity, but a lot of his frat brothers and stuff took offense to it, say, oh, how can you be an alpha playing the role of a Q, and how can you put that on your body? It's just going too far, and it's just stupid. And people just,
okay, go. Oh no, go ahead, finish. What's up, Trey Lane?
it's almost like, I would even say it for the order. If somebody's playing a role and they go to the organization and they say, hey, we have a character that we want to put in our film. The character's role is written where they're a member of your organization. If that organization, headquarters, grand, whoever says, okay, guess what? They're going to have it on. And the other part of it is usually most of the people who have a problem are usually people who be putting 20 on 10. Probably ain't pledged, not nowhere to first. Probably his paper is all get out, but have on every piece of Perry and Nelia all over the place. Let me not get started down that road. Where's Quintessential? Get your up here.
Well, now let me play devil's advocate. Let me play devil, because I hear you. But 2 weeks ago, well, hello, Trey Lane. Thank you for becoming a member. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had this whole conversation about our kind of people. And it was the same thing. They were actors playing a role, but people were offended with Joe Morton talking about Omega Psi Phi and Morris Chestnut talking about Kappa Alpha Psi. It was the same thing. And people were upset by that. There wasn't even any paraphernalia involved. They were just
I think
joking with each other about
the upsetness about that was the writing of the joke, or the writing of that it was the sloppiness with the writing. And if you know anything about Divine Nine, if you're gonna go down that road to have that type of response, it's gonna be a back and forth that's going to take a little longer than that.
He's not a Sigma. He cleared that up. He is not a Sigma. No, Cameron was saying Morris Chestnut is a Sigma. He cleared it up.
No, he's not.
He said that in college he went to a smoker with his roommate who wanted to pledge Sigma, but he is not a Sigma pledge. He didn't even try. He just went to a smoker. But go ahead.
Yeah. For me, though, on our kind of people, it wasn't that the fact that they were in the organization. It was the fact that how they wrote the parts explaining.
Okay.
That.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate again. Last year, when Whoopi Goldberg had on the Prince Hall, and before you go off, before we knew she didn't have permission, people were responding. Now, we found out she didn't have permission, but before we even knew she didn't have permission, people was going off about how disrespectful she was, and this and this and this and this and this and that.
That's very different.
Tell me how.
That would be like a member on a reality TV show just throwing on our organization's paraphernalia. That wasn't Whoopi Goldberg playing a character. That was Whoopi Goldberg just being Whoopi Goldberg and putting on an organization to which she does not belong. If your job is acting out a role that's another person and not yourself, go ahead, and you got permission, go ahead and let her have. But we know when Whoopi Goldberg's on The View, she's not acting.
Okay. I'm just asking. I am asking. Okay. I am asking.
I can't even see the chat. The chat might be saying some stuff. I ain't even looking
at it. No, the chat is agreeing with you. The chat is agreeing with you. No, Cameron, that's why he cleared it up. That's exactly why he cleared it up, Cameron, because people did think he was a Sigma. He cleared it up. Morris Chestnut cleared that up a couple of years ago. why people keep saying it. You know how that's like urban legends. Once people get it in their head, then it's just what it is. But he's cleared it up a few times. Hey, Royal King Forever. Okay, I just wanted to get your take on it because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not a member of the Divine Nine, so I'm speaking from somebody on the outside looking in. I did find, that's just me. I did
write on my. I did talk about it on my review. If you watch my review, I did talk about it because you noticed from like the damn near start of the show to the end, she had on some iteration of pink.
Right, she had on pink and green the whole episode.
And I forgot. People in my comments reminded me that we did know Molly was an AKA. I had forgotten that part, that Molly was an AKA.
I forgot it too, honestly. I mean, listen. El Teddy, Face said hi. He can't see the comments, Face, but Face said hi.
Hey, Face. Oh, see, this probably need to be in the comments.
Face is celebrating his 17th wedding anniversary down.
I see that Face up there all over the Instagram. Every time I look up, he posting another picture.
Yeah, they are having a good time, honey. We as a society need to heavily differentiate between fiction and reality. I understand that. I do. I do understand that. I don't know. It's just me. It's just me, I guess.
And I think, and I even though I detest Amanda Seales and everything about her, I think she's a deplorable human being. However, there is one.
It's not an AKA.
Who?
Jada Pinkett Smith. That she didn't even go to college. How is she an AKA? Unless
wasn't she made honorary?
She might be honorary, but that's different. No, because Cameron in the chat said that's just like Jada Pinkett is an AKA, and she will not.
No, I think she just recently.
Yeah, if she's honorary, there's no chapter to claim. She's honorary. Jada Pinkett didn't go to college. She can't be AKA. Not grad.
Wasn't she in one of them lines? Was she in the line with Brandy?
Yo, what's up, girl?
I don't know. I could be wrong. She might not have been in that line. But AKA is good for making honorary people just randomly. Like people like, I love Tika Sumter, but I don't know why she's already an AKA and they made her honorary. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother
day. She might be honorary, but there's no I don't understand what you mean by she won't claim her chapter. There's no chapter to claim. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, El Teddy. She's honorary. Is there a chapter to claim?
I mean, she might be a part of an alumni chapter. I don't know. My organization does not have honorary, so I don't have that problem.
Okay, then I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Brandy, I know Brandy's honorary. I know Brandy, Gladys Knight. Brandy and Gladys Knight were made honorary, I think, at the same time. And I think Brandy's mom.
I thought Brandy's mom pledged.
Okay, so Brandy's mom pledged. Okay, Brandy's mom pledged. Like Brandy went to
Gladys Knight, I thought she had been one for a while.
I could be wrong.
Brandy's mom was instrumental.
I could be wrong.
Brandy's mom was instrumental in getting her to be honorary. Too bad Candace Dillard mama can't be instrumental.
Oh, shut up.
You remember that whole story.
El Teddy, shut up. Brandy did go to undergrad. I mean, I'm not saying that makes a big difference, but she did actually go to undergrad. Anyway, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I saw it when I saw Molly throw them hooks up. I was like, ooh. And I guess I'm still from them. And I get it that she's an actor playing a part. I get that, but I guess
even in real life, if you are just around a group of friends and they have it and they were, waxing nostalgic, telling the story. Oh, remember with you used to come through.
I never would.
And they even throw up like a whole.
I never would though, but that's what I'm saying. I never would. I never would feel comfortable enough to throw up hooks if I'm not a member of the Divine Nine and I'm not hanging with some Omegas who are like, yeah, that's cool. I would never do it. Now I know I'm not an actor playing a part, but I could be. That's like me having a conversation with some friends and I throw up y'all. I would never do that.
So how do you feel about Omari Hardwick, who was in a movie last year and he had to play a Q, and he is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha.
I mean, for me personally, I get it that they're actors. I get it. And I mean, he knew what he was signing up for. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I would be, what's up, Logan? I don't know how I would feel about them putting no brand on me of another organization. I get it that we are actor playing a part, but I don't know about that one. That's me, though. I can only speak for me. That's just me.
I mean, I don't know. There's a whole 14 different Facebook pages and 26 different Instagram pages dedicated to perps of every organization.
And
But
again, I don't think it's the same as being a perp. And if they had, listen, if and I'm sure they did, I believe that Issa Rae would never do something that blatant and not get permission. So I believe that they got the permission.
and the thing to me, I thought it was important because if you're going to talk about a group of friends who met in college, 9 times out of 10, at least one of them or more of them might be Divine Nine. And so if this is going to be realistic, they're using the actual names of actual schools and
I
actual
understand
things.
that. I get that. I get that. But what I also feel like is they could have done that exact same thing without putting paraphernalia on her. That's just me. I'm only speaking for myself. And again, I'm not a member of the organization. You are. So I'm, I bend to your deference. But for me, I just feel like they could have done that same thing without, because just in that scene where at the end after Issa does the panel and Tiffany says, I'm gonna head over to the AKA thing, Molly, you coming? They could have said that exact same thing without her having on paraphernalia. Now I do understand that when you on the yard and you're at an alumni situation, most people
You're going to have on paraphernalia.
I understand that. I get that part. But what I'm saying is, for me, again, I'm only speaking for me. Well, hello, Miss Niecy Pie. Thank you so much. You just discovered my channel and you like it. Well, thank you so much, and thank you
When
for
the sentence say
that.
send her the link.
I heard she was wearing the shield and I didn't care for that. You want the link, Quintessential? I'm sorry, baby. That's like me playing a role of a person that is a Delta.
I
Folks
didn't
that know me
necessarily
know
see
what
the
time it is.
shield. I didn't see the shield. I did see AKA.
No, she had
I
on the
saw-
shield. She had on the
Oh,
shield.
I'm not saying she did. I'm not arguing that she did.
No,
I'm just saying
no, I'm
I
not
saw
arguing.
the
I'm
AKA.
telling you she did. I'm not arguing. I'm telling you. Logan
Yeah.
said I'm a Q and I find it disrespectful. See, it's just a matter of perspective, I guess.
Like I said, I saw her. I only saw the AKA part. So maybe had I seen that they had the actual shield on there, that might have hit me differently. But I didn't remember seeing the shield, so that's why I'm like, oh, I saw the letter. And like I said, if anything, I feel like Nationals might say, because I'm sure Nationals saw the script. I'm sure Nationals saw the script and saw every part of how their organization was going to be represented, and it wasn't bad at all. If anything,
no,
it did.
No, she wasn't. They it was definitely nothing. No disrespect as far as the way it was represented. Not at all. Mm-mm.
I mean, I can take the fact that it had to come. Now, I was more upset the fact that Amanda Seales had to wear it because she's a deplorable human being who doesn't need to be associated with anything good. But that's a whole nother story.
What's up?
I will never forgive her. I will never forgive her for what she did to my frat brother. Never.
Okay. What's up? Okay. What's up, Quintessential? Hey.
Hey. All right.
Hey, Quintessential.
Hey, honey. What's the tea? What's going on here? Now, I don't even watch this show. But I got all these messages about AKAs being upset. So I didn't see what this person, was it Amanda Seales had on? Right. But I heard that she had the shield on. I said, "Ooh, wait a minute." Now, I know that they had to have a position to where you just can't just up and, even as an actor or actress, wearing letters and the shield as well. Like, you had to get permission to do that.
And they did.
Yeah, but if I was an actress and I'm playing the role of some other sorority, or AKA, a Delta, whatever, personally, I'm not going to wear their shield. Okay, I'm probably not going to wear their letters. Now, I can put on crimson and cream or pink and green. I can even say put the year, 1913, 1908, whatever. Right. I can deal with that as an actress, but I, but I'm not going to go as far as I got, double sigma theta all across my chest, plus the crest and all of that, the shield. No, no, I'm not doing that. Now that's taking it too far for me.
I will say that to me, the Omari Hardwick situation is much more serious to me than this situation. And a lot of people don't even know about that situation. He talked about the fact that some of his line brothers, because I think he said his uncle or granddad or something is a Q, and he pledged, he's an alpha, and to me that, and that's what Quintessential is talking about. It's a little harder when you got somebody that is actually a member of Divine Nine, and they go and wear another one. Like that probably would be. That would take me to another place, but that's just me personally. Because you telling me to put on some Omega Psi Phi mess or some Alpha Phi Alpha mess, and I'm gonna look at you like, what?
Listen, last week at my school, we had awareness week. So Wednesday we wore orange for anti-bullying. Thursday we wore purple for domestic violence month, and then Friday we wore pink for breast cancer awareness. On Thursday, I saw one of my APs who was a Kappa, and he didn't have one purple. I said, "What's up?" I said, "Where's your
we're
purple?"
not wearing no purple.
And that's exactly what he said. He said, He said, "I'm a noob. I can't do that." I was like,
Listen, really
but wait a minute, hold on, LTD. But we made a joke of it. So the fact that it didn't have nothing to do with no letters, it didn't have nothing to do with no shield, no crest, no nothing. He was like, "I'm not putting on purple. No sir, no man."
No, what I was gonna say is really be, we have a branch of the order where it's all purple. I don't even go to those meetings because I'm like, I'm not putting on this purple mess all the time. No, you gotta be kidding me. Nope.
Right. And so what I'm saying is, I hear what you're saying, and I get it, y'all. I understand what we're talking about. That we're talking about actors and actresses. I understand that. And yes, they have permission from AKA. So I'm not mad at Issa Rae. I'm not mad at Insecure. I personally, again, I feel like, and I agree with what Quintessential said, I feel like they could have conveyed, because it wasn't a major part of the storyline. It wasn't, it would not have changed anything in
it wouldn't have changed anything.
So
I said, I think
because the fact that pink and green, because she could have just worn pink and green like she did the whole episode without ever putting on the crest. I mean, the shield. He never had to put the shield on, and we would have got the same point. The point was,
even if they wanted to make it a point, just go without the shield. I didn't even have that big of a deal with the AKA on her. Now, I'm not a member of AKA, so maybe that's why I don't feel that strongly about it. But I'm not, I wasn't even, and like I said, I didn't even see the shield, so that's why I wasn't up in the hissy bit. Now, maybe had I saw them had their shield on, I would have been like, ooh. But
Xavier, I'm not saying that people can't play these roles. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in my opinion, and I can only speak for me, and that's why I ask people who are members of these organizations to give me their point of view, because theirs is different from mine. But what I'm saying is, you can, like I said, nothing would have changed in last night's storyline if they just had Amanda Seales in pink and green the whole weekend, and then the little comment she made about, "I'm gonna head on over to the AKA event. Molly, are you coming?" That wouldn't have changed anything that had anything to do with last night's storyline. Last night's story had nothing to do with the Divine Nine. I feel like because they were at an alumni event, they wanted to represent the fact that this is a part of the culture of undergrad, and I get that. So having her in pink and green, in my opinion, would have been the same.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Here's another devil's advocate. Devil's advocate is, even just to say that they're a member of that organization, they have to get granted permission, and they have to give every single instance, iteration of anything associated with the organization. If I'm gonna go through all of that, and I'm sure they probably paid a good deal of money too. If I'm gonna go through all of that, yep, I ain't saying we're necessarily the shield, and I'm sure, and if the organization had a problem, the organization should have stipulated, had it expressly written, you can wear this, and this. You cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, wear this. And so the fault that the members should have is with their organization, with their grand chapter, because the grand chapter had to okay that.
Yeah,
they had to okay that.
That's why I said that I would not, if I, like I said, if I had to play the role of a Delta, I don't have a problem wearing colors, because there's nothing wrong with the colors. I don't have a problem wearing the year 1913. Okay, so what? I understand that the letters mean something, and there's work to be done to get those letters. Just like the shield, it actually means something. There are things that you do to become a member. And when you become a member, you're told and you learn what all of that actually means. So for me, as a member of an organization and wearing the letters of another organization, that I don't know what that all that means. Even if they even told me, which I wouldn't want to know, but even if they even put it in my face saying this means that, I didn't go through anything to be worthy to wear anything else other than what I worked hard to become a member of. So that's
and
just
let's be clear, quintessential, you can vouch for this. Even as a member of the organization, there are protocols to what I can do even to wear it. Even as a member that went through the whole process, I can't even just wear it nilly-willy, however I want, whenever I want, looking however I want, or acting however I want.
Absolutely, there's
definitely a protocol. I can't
and
run
that's
to
for
the
people
bar
in the
with these
organization.
letters on. I'm not going to go into no dive bar or bar period, sitting up at the bar, wearing letters, wearing the shield, all of that. I can't do that. And I am a member of an organization. Right. And I do understand the protocol. Do you know how quickly I probably would get snatched up out of there if someone else saw me doing, so there are things in place, right. Like I said, I don't
in the organization that we're in, like, we can't have a drink in our hand. Like we will get in serious trouble.
Listen, y'all ladies, y'all can't even buy a drink.
No, we absolutely cannot. No. We can. There are things we cannot do with paraphernalia on, and so again, and that's something. When I went through my process, those were things that were hammered into us about how serious it was. And so again, all I'm saying is this, and Cam's brought up a good point. Cam said to add some nuance. When a military uniform is worn in movies or on TV, the uniform is not within regulations. Something is deliberately misplaced. It's never a one-to-one recreation. And I think that's the only point, like Quintessential was saying, like, listen, I will mimic certain things, but there's a certain protocol that I won't violate personally. And again, I get it that we're talking about actors and actresses. I get that, y'all. But again,
and here's the thing too, really, B. Some of the things that we're talking about and that we may understand because we're in fraternal orders and organizations, and we know and are close to people who are people who we may take for granted that everybody else knows these things. And it may be people in positions down to production down there and other things that may just not be aware. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day,
for years, when you see a show and they're talking about members of the Divine Nine, typically they would represent that organization just with colors. For the most part, you would have some type of indication with the colors of who they are representing. You would never see them usually wearing letters, and absolutely
Miss Toby, that's a good question. Right, Miss Toby, that's a good question. She said, "What about a different world?" I always thought, now correct me,
those were members.
I always thought that those were members, even though they were extras. I always thought that those were members. And remember when Ron and Whitley, when Ron was pledging,
they didn't have the actual Divine Nine organization.
They made up, even though they had certain colors that led you to believe that they were representing. Like we know Whitley was supposed to be AKA, but they did not. She was not a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. They even had the same. Frog was their mascot, and in some areas of the country, Frog represents AKA, and other areas is it's a rabbit, and other areas different. So again, they didn't do the exact likeness. And remember, Debbie Allen is a member of the Divine Nine, and so is her sister.
Debbie Allen is a Delta, and her sister Felicia Ayers Allen is an AKA. Or Felicia Rashad, excuse me. She's not Felicia.
I didn't know Debbie Allen. I thought she was something else, but I knew she was Divine.
No, Debbie Allen is a Delta.
No, I got it. Yeah, I thought she was something else. Child, her mama didn't want her to pledge, but that's another conversation for another day. Anyway, so let me see here. Hold on. So
did I really call that woman Felicia Ayers Allen like this was back in 1983 before she got married? Child.
Yeah. So anyway, so I just wanted to get y'all's point of view. My dad is notorious for correcting young alpha members. I always thought it was crazy at first, but I get it now. Yeah. And what do you mean, Xavier? You said that would explain why Molly and Amanda's characters don't get along. They're part of the same sorority. That would kind of be the opposite. What do people feel about Wendy and Giselle arguing, and they're part of the same sorority? They don't do it and they don't do it while they're wearing their colors. So I don't think nobody cares. I mean, it is
Yeah,
what it is.
I
I think
mean,
last year they bonded over it. If you remember,
yeah. When they first
conversation,
met,
they
she
bonded
did call
over
her
it.
soror. She did when they
Yeah,
was at Monique's house
right. And she
or
even said,
guest house or
she said
vacation
because
house.
we are right. She said because we're both members of the same sorority, I'm gonna look out for you, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of words of
When
wisdom
she
kind of
told her
thing.
about Karen.
Yeah, yep. But again, we see it all the time. Just because people are members of the same organ, I mean, you would like to think it works that way, but it don't. People are still people, child. People are still people.
And I mean, people are still people too. And
Xavier,
let's
you
just
got
not
a
think
problem,
all black
AKA.
people should
Look at
get
you,
along about
Good
everything.
Lord, Lord. But yeah, so I just wanted y'all's point of view. I appreciate. I mean, y'all are more than welcome to hang out, but I appreciate because Quinn, both y'all are members, so the members can get the link to come on up here and talk to me. Matter of fact, I'm about to put the membership
Where's
link.
Jonathan and why is he not up here?
Jonathan is in the chat, and he was like, he said, hell no, he ain't wearing no purple. That's what he had said.
Yeah, I'm not wearing no goddamn purple. You don't believe that. I'll wear blue before I wear some goddamn purple. It's something about that damn purple that burns the skin. I'll be like, oh, no. Like, I have very little purple in my whole wardrobe. I'm serious. Jesus. That ain't crazy.
Now, listen. Nope, my brother's
Did you like that
alpha.
episode last night?
But she said, Cameron said my brother's an alpha and half his line don't like each other.
Shoot, it's members of my chapter who I didn't speak to for at least a year and a half after I played. I mean, you couldn't even come in my direction because it's something to say. I look at bro, too soon. Yeah, going over there. Going over there. Way too soon.
Listen, no comment.
But how did you like last night's episode though?
Listen, it's bittersweet for me. I liked it, but it's bittersweet because it's like I liked it, but I'm scared to just enjoy it because I know we're almost at the end.
Right. It's like watching someone get ready to die. You don't feel like that. It's like watching somebody get ready to die.
And quintessential, I don't listen. I ain't gonna let that slide that you said you don't watch the show, ma'am. That's a problem.
At least watch the reviews.
Did quintessential drop off? She might have dropped off.
She did.
Oh, okay. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm posting the link. So members, we got one more story that we're going to talk about, but I'm going to go ahead and post the link. If you are a member, it will be posted on my community wall. If you want to come up and talk about what you want to get
talk to us. I got about a good 20 minutes left.
Okay. If y'all want to come on up and talk to us, like I said, if you are a member, you should go check the community wall now. I just put the link up and you are more than welcome to come up and join in the conversation with us. I'm going to be here for a little bit. So listen, well, El Teddy, you can get in on this. Then the last story that I'm going to talk about, I think this is the last story. Is that what I had up there? I had Lil Boosie versus Lil Nas. I had Insecure, and then I had The View. I think those were the only things up there, because I know we always talk about more stuff, child. I just wanted the Divine Nine to stop acting like they're gangbangers. I want people to stop acting like it's okay. I want people to stop acting like they're wrong for feeling the way they feel. I'm sorry. I want people to stop acting like I just feel like there's a level of respect to be given to the Divine Nine, whether you are a member or not. And listen, maybe because I went to a HBCU and there's just a whole level.
That's just like somebody
level right there.
I had to explain it like this to somebody who was not a member of Divine Nine. It would be like your brother or sister having a friend that was a good friend of theirs, and then they just started taking your last name and saying that they're your family. And you're going to be looking like, I know you lying. Now, you might be a friend, but you wasn't here when we was getting our behinds whooped by mom and daddy. You ain't have to suffer the part. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't let everybody claim your family. I don't care how close you is. You could be a friend of the family. You could be, play cousin. But when it's all coming, nah, bro. Yeah, you can't take my last name. Even if you say, oh, that's my play cousin, it'd be like them not only saying they're your family and they're your play cousin, but they also taking your last name and say, oh, that's my last name. And you looking at them like, bro, that ain't your last name. What are you doing?
Well, I don't mean no harm. I'm not a member of the Divine Nine, but I'm a member of a couple of organizations where I had to go through a process, and you're not gonna walk up like you ain't do what I did. Sorry, not sorry.
Call it
Sorry,
what you want to
not
call it. Call it
sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
call it gangs, call it whatever you want to call it, but just know, play around if you want to. Play around if you want to.
I'm just saying.
Now, what happened down to the View? Please don't tell me we talking about
Okay, hold on.
the girl.
Hold on. Let me see who this is. Is this you? Is this you?
Oh, Cameron. Cameron, you know Peter? Cameron Knight.
Hold on. Is this who this is?
Jonathan.
That's what I thought. I thought that was Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan. So
What's up?
go ahead
What's
and-
good, Fi?
I know you got something to say about this Divine Nine conversation. Go on and weigh in.
Man, I don't understand why people always doing that. It's just crazy to me. But you know, I look at it two ways. I look at it as, you know, maybe it's good for us in some ways because they admire us, I guess. But in other ways, I'm just like they could at least use different, you know, like different world did. They made up fraternities and sororities, you know.
Right.
I mean, I think it's just a respect thing, and you know, that's the big thing. It's just a respect thing.
Yeah, I agree. And again, like I said, that's why I wanted members of the Divine Nine to weigh in because I can't tell y'all how to feel, you know. And if y'all good, then it is what it is. I know for me, it did hit me some kind of way when I saw Molly throw them hooks up. I said, "Ooh."
But see, it's a little different because Molly is a girl, and her throwing up the hooks than it would be if you had this dude. Because you know they have like on a lot of campuses where they have what they call it, Jonathan, with the frats play the sororities do.
The switch.
Yeah.
The sorority switch. Yeah.
And so you see that from time to time. That's not a girl doing that. But if a dude do it, then that's a different situation.
Oh. Yeah, and that's what I mean. It didn't hit me like it didn't. It hit me kind of funny, but it didn't smack me in the face. But then, like I said, when I saw, because I'm gonna tell you what I said when I saw Amanda sitting there with that shield on her chest, I said, "Oh, I didn't know Amanda Seales was an AKA," and I went on by my business.
And see, that's a problem for me. That's because she's really not an AKA.
And and they put it on her Wikipedia page.
But see, that's why, because that's how those things get started. And again, I get it that they're actors and actresses. I don't want to beat I don't want to beat that home. I get it, but you know. Anyway.
Like I said, the fault, the immediate fault, the first and brunt of the fault should lie with their national headquarters and their supreme basilisk or whoever okayed this.
I agree. And again, I agree with that. Whitney Houston threw up the hooks. It's a whole picture of it. I don't think Whitney knew what she was doing. Did Whitney know what she was doing?
Nah, she probably was on that stuff there during that time.
I'm just saying. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she might have been coked out a little bit at that point. You know, I don't know. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's just like people always ask me about Montel Jordan because he had all of the noops in his video. And I was like, do you really think that there would be that many noops in his video if he was a Sigma or a Q or, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't play them games.
Nah.
We don't play them games.
That's crazy.
Right. I mean, so anyway, we beat that horse to death, child. I think we get it. So
well,
Jonathan,
really be you coming?
I'm not. I'm not coming to homecoming. Because here's the reason why I'm not coming to homecoming. Part of the reason why I'm not coming to homecoming is because, oh, and thank you for reminding me, I got to cancel my hotel. Is because I'm not going on the yard. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready. And especially after I had that whole scare today where I had to leave work and go take a test, I am not ready. I am not ready. And I was like, and then I had a lot of my friends that were like, well, we don't know if we come in. We're not sure yet. We don't know. And I was like, okay, before, I don't know whose feedback that is, but I was like, before I get caught up, let me go ahead and yeah, not this time, but I'll be down there. I'll probably actually be down there in the next couple of weeks in Durham. So I'll hit you up. I'll definitely hit you up. You
All
going
right.
down?
All right, I'm going back in the chat. All right.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Right. Exactly, Cam. Cam said, because I know how he said, I can't tell the Divine Nine how to feel because I know how I feel when they be trying to fake vets on Veterans Day to get a free burger. Now, you know that's a whole disrespectful level right there.
Listen, I got a good close friend of mine that is in the military, and he be checking other people who were legitimately in the military who like to brag on their service or brag and say, "Oh, I was this, I was that in the military," and he will call them out, be like, "Bruh, you didn't do all of that. You was just an E, whatever. You know they have the little E class or whatever the class." He be like, show me such and such. He be pulling them to the side and checking them and be wanting to fight and stuff. I say, you gonna get your behind whooped over here trying to check people by. He be like, nah, because they be perfect. They be far. I be like, but they was in the military. He be like, nah, you can't claim because he was the Army and Army Ranger and all he, did all of this stuff in the Army. He be like, people be for real.
One of my besties, the one that y'all see me going to the movies with and stuff. He's Army, and let me tell you something. Let him run up on somebody that's faking like they a vet, and he fought in Desert Storm, so he's like, listen, don't play games.
My friend do too. My friend did. He was in Desert Storm. He was Desert Storm infantry. On the ground.
He was a paratrooper. He was the people that jumped out the damn plane. I mean, a helicopter, child. He was them people.
Child, speaking of homecoming, Florida State's homecoming was this past weekend. FAMU homecoming is this weekend. So Tallahassee for these 2 weeks is just losing its mind. It's just 2 weeks of
I know in this area, Delaware State's homecoming was this weekend. I think Norfolk's was this weekend or it was last weekend. I don't know when Howard's is.
I thought it was either this week or last week because people were saying that
it was either this weekend or last weekend. But listen, that's what happens when you live here. I pay no attention.
Because people were saying they were revving up the protests that they're having down to Howard in conjunction with homecoming because they knew a lot of people was gonna be there.
Child, like I said, that lets you know right there that I don't be paying attention. I dated a Navy man, so I served my time. I'm not doing this with you.
You know what?
Was this weekend, Miss Toby? Yeah, I'll be paying. I know that I don't go nowhere near and have no parts of Georgia Avenue during homecoming season. Because even during football season, because even being in that area when they got a football game, no, ma'am. I don't want no parts of Georgia Avenue. No, ma'am. Some of these deals are tempting. You know what? Southern University's homecoming was this past weekend. Yeah, I mean,
I saw that.
I think it's one of the last ones because A&T's it's the last weekend in October. I think they're one of the last homecomings.
They had a really good step show. I was watching one of the channels that I followed that usually does all band videos. They did Southern University's step show then, so they had a video on their YouTube page for all of the different for all of their members of the Divine Nine. They had a really good step show. It was really good.
Okay. Well, last but not least, The View, the producers over to The View have responded to Meghan McCain's book and allegations. And they said, ma'am, that is not how that situation happened. Okay. You and your revisionist history. Okay, that is not how those situations went down. You are only looking at it from one perspective. It is not fair and it is disingenuous to the rest of the ladies on the show. If you're going to tell the story, tell it all. If you're going to talk about what people did to you, talk about what you did to them. Talk about how rude you were to people, how disrespectful you were to people. Talk about all the different people on the staff and crew that you was disrespectful to. Okay. Last because we are the G Ho. That's right, sick. 1070. Go ahead, Aggie Pride. And then they said, and you know, we allowed you to put the story out there like you quit. But let's be clear, you were pushed out, ma'am. You were given no option to stay. But we allowed you. You know how a job will say you could say you quit rather than we tried.
We'll call this the Hillary Clinton segment of the program where we're talking about the bucket of deplorables, because we transitioned from Amanda Seals to Meghan McCain. So now we're talking about a whole bucket of deplorables because there's no redeeming qualities at this point about Meghan McCain. Let's be clear. She's a liar. She's a blatant liar. And I think sometimes, you know, I don't even think sometimes she believed everything that she used to say. I think she just wanted to be contrarian. I think she just really wanted to be contrarian, which is just awful.
Well, she wanted to play victim. You know, she wanted to play victim. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry. She wanted to play victim. And she wanted to sit back. Okay, Xavier, because I'm gonna ask El Teddy that, but I'm gonna ask El Teddy that when he has because he's gonna go off when I ask him that question. So give me a second. I'm gonna do that. I loved it when Star Jones announced her departure on her term. She absolutely did, and somebody else did that as well. Oh, Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez did the same thing. You know, it was like, you're not gonna paint me in a corner. I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna leave on my terms. And here's the thing: they allowed Meghan to leave on her terms until she wrote a damn book. And they were like, we're not doing that. We're not gonna sit here and let you lie. We're not gonna sit here and let you lie. Okay. I thought they fired her. Now we know for sure. I think they gave her an ultimatum. I don't think they outright fired her, but I think with her new, because she had 2 more years on her contract. But I think because remember they had that big meeting. They had a Zoom meeting where they had all of the women, they had production staff, they had all of these people, and they had this big meeting that last time that that Whoopi and Meghan got into it on air, and Whoopi told her to shut up. They had this big meeting, and from my understanding from behind the scenes, what I heard was that Whoopi and Anna Navarro, who ain't even, this let you know how big of a boss Anna Navarro is. Anna Navarro ain't even a full-time staff member, but Anna Navarro, Whoopi Goldberg, and Joy Behar went to the powers that be and were like, listen, it's either her or us. And so what I think they did, I do not think they outright fired her, but what I do think that they did was I think they said, listen, you are either going to do A, B, and C, or you're going to have to leave. Because if I think they probably put her on some sort of a probationary, because they really did. I still don't think they wanted to fire her because she was rating, she was good for the ratings. Some people tuned in just to see Joy argue with her. But ultimately, I think they put her on some type of in education, we call it a corrective action plan.
Didn't she have a problem with the new black female president of ABC at one point?
Well, they had that meeting and she walked out of the meeting. It was a Zoom meeting and she walked out of the Zoom meeting and it was with her. And I think that was it. I think when she decided she was going to walk out of a meeting with the president of the network, I think that kind of was it for her. She announced she was leaving a couple of weeks later.
Oh, I'm just looking at the chat now. Oh, y'all want to know my problem with let me give
Wait, I'm about to go back.
I got like 4 minutes.
Okay, well, go ahead then. Go ahead.
I'm walking back around to the front of the building.
No, go ahead.
The Cliff Notes version. Amanda Seals accused my frat brother, a member of my chapter, the greatest chapter in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the chapter, the Hammer chapter. Anyway, she accused Myron Roll, who's a Rhodes Scholar, who you know what I'm saying, is a former NFL player, who is a neurosurgeon, of sexual misconduct. And she had this long, elaborate, fabricated story about how he did her wrong and all of this sexual misconduct and everything. And this was at the height of the Me Too movement. And they were at the point where he was about to lose his job and lose everything that he had. I mean, he goes around the world doing brain surgeries and all kinds of stuff to help, people. And he was about to lose all of that. Come to find out, she had lied. He had to literally come out, show all kinds of receipts and everything and say, none of this happened, lady. What are you talking about? And then she had to come off and admit that it wasn't true, and then try to brush over it like, oh, it was nothing. And then just went on about life and went on to the next topic when you could have ended this man's whole entire career. And she never even really, I never remember seeing her apologize for it at all. Never. She just went on like nothing happened. And that's, to me, why she is, I would never forgive her for what she did. Ever. She's a horrible human being. Fabricated the whole story just to get this man, throw his life underneath the bus. I don't understand. She's a horrible person.
And you pay attention, don't nobody on Insecure even rock with her, which tells me that, yeah, they don't even rock with her on the show. When she got kicked out of that party, nobody even went to bat for her. They were like, oh, okay. I mean, it was Issa Rae's manager's party that you got kicked out. Let's be clear. Issa Rae, your boss, manager's party you got kicked out of, and the whole cast for Insecure was in that party, and nobody said, oh, come on, y'all know she cool, y'all can let her in. They was like, all right, girl, we see you on set Monday.
Right. Nobody likes her, and there's a reason nobody likes her. She's a horrible human being.
It's like when,
and let's be clear, she's a horrible human being, because you can't be horrible without being a whore first, because it's the first syllable.
See, you always got to go too far. You always got to go too far, LT. Bye. Go to work. Bye. You always got to go too far. Bye, boy.
Bye.
He always, you give El Teddy an inch, the nigga take a mile every time. I can't with him. Okay? I can't with him. I think she was flirting with him. He didn't return the favor, and she claimed he sexually harassed her. Yeah, I definitely think it came from a place of hurt, And again, that is so dangerous that women, okay, how do I say this? Because I know it's about to piss some people off when I'm getting ready to say. White women, for many, many years, have been guilty of doing this. Using their sex as a weapon against men, specifically black men. We know that many of black men hung from a tree behind the lies of a white woman. We know it to be the case. That's just a fact. That is a fact. But I think we also need to examine the fact that black women use that same weapon against black men. Now, see, y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't like that kind of teaching, to quote, I don't know who said it first, but I'm going to quote Philly Boy. Y'all don't like that kind of teaching. And we know that white women do it. And again, many a black man have hung from a tree. But let's be clear, many a black man is sitting in jail right now behind them same lies. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. I ain't going to go down that road, y'all, because I ain't trying to do all that tonight. But it is what it is, and y'all know it's true. The sound is back. Give me a second. Damn it. This damn sound. I almost got out of here without it. Oh, Lord, y'all gotta listen. I need to set an alarm for myself so I can remember to call the people. William McCray says that. Yeah, I didn't know who said it first, but I just know that it was said. Is it gone? The noise gone now? I'll say it. Women does like to lie. Men does like to lie. Women and men like to lie. What's up, Star? Hey, boo. Hey. All right, it's gone. All right, y'all. So I'm getting ready to wrap it up. I just had to bring that update to y'all about Meghan McCain. The producer said, "No, ma'am." The story was on TMZ. I'm not reading it word for word. I gave y'all the little synopsis of it, but y'all can go over to the TMZ and y'all can find the story there. I don't be giving TMZ a lot of shine. I'm still mad at them. And yes, I'm mad at them about something they did about 8 years ago. It don't matter. I'm still mad about it. Okay. One day I'll get over it. But they called my mayor crack mayor, and I'm mad about it. And I'm still mad about it. Okay, I'm still mad about it. It doesn't matter that it was true. But they didn't have to put that as his headline when he died. That's all I'm saying, TMZ. That's all I'm saying. You ain't have to call Marion Barry DC's crack mayor dead. You didn't have to do that. That didn't have to be your headline. That didn't have to be your headline. Anyway, but y'all can go over to the TMZ and find it. I don't disagree, but the numbers are very disproportionate. The law doesn't care when Black women go missing, much less when they are SAOs. Okay, sexual most of the time. Where'd who go? I'm right here. Y'all can't see me? Yeah, we talked about Lil Nas X at the beginning, Jarrell. Yeah, we talked about Lil Nas X at the beginning. Yeah. So don't forget tonight, over to we're gonna be on Giving You the Real Teas channel tonight. The Whether You Like It or Not panel. We'll be discussing last night's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I got a few things to say. Yeah, I do. I have a few things to say. So y'all already know. He was keeping us off drugs, Marion Barry Youth Leadership. I know that's right, SDK. Listen, people, give me a minute. I ain't trying to dox nobody. So if you feel comfortable, if you grew up in the DMV area, and y'all know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Marion Barry, just go and put a 1 in the chat. Again, I ain't trying to dox nobody. If you don't feel comfortable saying it, then you ain't got to say nothing. But if you feel comfortable saying it, just drop a 1 in the chat for me. I know a few people in here, but I ain't going to call nobody out. I'm going to let y'all telling yourself if y'all want to. But here's the thing. People will never understand. If you did not grow up in this area and you did not understand what Marion Barry did for DC, then I can't explain it to you. And it's real easy for people on the outside looking in to be like, oh my gosh, Marion Barry, he was on crack and he did this and he did that. How could they elect this man? How could they re-elect this man? How could they hold this man in such high regard? How can they love this man? Now listen, Marion Barry was far from a perfect man. Far from a perfect man, okay? He cheated on his wife. He did do drugs, okay? But at the end of the day, first of all, Marion Barry was playing the game like the white people play the game, okay? He brought improvements to Washington, D.C. that people are still reaping the benefits of. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. Now, he had his youth leadership program that kept a lot of kids off the streets in the summer. He was one of the first people to do it. Now, a lot of other cities have mimicked that program, but he was one of the first major cities to do it. And he took all of these kids off the street and gave them a job making minimum wage. Some of them, that was the first honest money they ever made. And for a lot of kids living in some of the most, poor in some of the poorest neighborhoods in DC, they were bringing home paychecks that their parents weren't bringing home. Okay, he put a lot of Black people in positions of power in the city. He had them running pretty much every major organization, a major area of DC government. All right, listen, he did a lot. He did a lot. And right, Abby, a lot of people didn't know who he was until there was a scandal, because that is what made the headlines. None of the other things that he did, people talked about. But him smoking crack, and again, it wasn't a good look. It was not a good look. But him smoking crack, that's what made the headlines. And if you pay close attention, I ain't gonna go there because y'all ain't ready for it. Y'all ain't ready for me to talk about how they set that man up. Y'all ain't ready for me to talk about how they set Marion Barry up. Y'all ain't ready for that. So I'm gonna leave it there because y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for me to tell y'all how they set that man up. So I'm gonna leave it over there to the side because y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all ain't ready for that. Can we get a rundown on him? I'd love to hear your perspective on a video. Sure. Sure we can. We can do it. We can do it. I mean, yeah, we can do it. Yep, the bitch set him up, and she did. She did. She set him up, y'all. Because if you listen to the video, when she was giving him the crack, he didn't even know how to smoke it. He was like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, is this what I'm supposed to do? Like, if he was an expert, y'all ever seen somebody who's a weed head roll a blunt? Listen, I got friends who are weed heads who can roll a blunt while they are driving a car. I mean, from beginning to end. They can take the weed out, they can crush it up, they can put it in the paper, they can roll the paper, they can lick it and light it and never miss a beat driving. That is what someone who is an experienced drug addict can do. Okay? This man didn't even know what to do with the pipe. That's all I'm going to say. But we absolutely can, Cams. I don't have no problem with that, babes. We absolutely can. We could talk about it. Little baby. Child. I mean, Young Rich. Ain't nobody fooling with you in Kenya. Anyway, y'all, let me get off of here. Again, don't forget we'll be over at giving you the real tea. Lil Baby or Abby, can one of y'all drop the link to his channel in the chat so if people don't know where to find us, they'll know where to find us. And I think we're going live at 9. Is it 9 or 9:30? Hold on, let me check. Because it's either 9 or 9. I hope it's 9, child. I hope it's 9. But it's because I know T is home, so I'm hoping that it's 9. Wait a minute, he got scheduled for 10? Hold on. Am I looking at this right? Oh, no. It's scheduled for 9. 9:05. 9:05. 9:05. So meet us over there. I don't know where the 9:05 came from, but meet us over there at 9 o'clock. All right, y'all. Really B is on the iPhone 13 Pro. Just order me one. Yeah, I did. I finally got a new phone. Oh, how you see my phone? Oh, you saw that? Yes, I finally got a new phone, y'all. Y'all was clowning me. People like Abby been clowning me about my phone. So I finally got a new phone. Yes, that's what I got. Yes. When I got it like 2 weeks ago, Abby, a week ago. I ordered it the 1st of October, but I just got it like 2 weeks ago. It was on back order. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here so I can eat my dinner. Well, I ain't really hungry. I had a late lunch. I'm not really hungry. But I could just now, y'all. I'm gonna act a fool on the panel chat tonight. Listen, y'all already know it's gonna be a whole situation fooling around with It's gonna be on Giving You the Real Tea channel. Yep. Abby just dropped the link. So those of you who want to find us at 9 o'clock tonight, we're gonna be over on Giving You the Real Tea channel. Abby just dropped the link. Hold on, let me put it up here. Abby just dropped the link. All right. Once again, thank you for the super chat to my new subscriber. Thank you, Treasure Lane, for becoming a member. Thank you, Quintessential and Jonathan, for coming up and joining the conversation tonight. I appreciated y'all's input so much. Thank y'all for being here. If you have not already, please hit that like button on your way out. And I'm going to catch y'all on the other side. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Mwah.